Hello friends, we are learning about the complex reactions. In some last lectures, we discussed two types of chemical reaction, complex reactions. That is reactions occurring um, accompanying the main chemical reaction. These reactions are the first reaction that we have studied is a consecutive reaction that we have discussed in last lecture, consecutive, second parallel, and last type of this complex reaction that we have to study is a reversible or opposing reaction. Reversible or say opposing reaction. So in reversible or opposing reaction, simply the reaction is reversible. That is, suppose that consider the reactant A is converted into product B, but at the same time the product B formed is also able to convert it to reactant A. So such reactions are called as reversible reaction or opposing reaction. At the same time the reaction, the product molecule converted into reactant, so that is a reversible reaction. Here rate of forward reaction is Kf, rate constant for the forward reaction is Kf, and for backward reaction rate constant is Kb. Rate constant is Kb for backward reaction. So in reversible or opposing reaction, the reaction may be in the forward direction or maybe in the backward direction. So reversible or opposing reaction. So rate for such reaction can be written in this format. Suppose that minus d A by dt, the rate is written in this format, or maybe formation of product B with time, formation of product or decrease in concentration of reactant or increase in concentration of product as the rate of reaction, as we know from the definition of rate of reaction, that can be written in this format, that is K forward, K for forward reaction into concentration of A minus, at the same time B is converted into A, so K for backward reaction into concentration of B. So at the same time the product may be converted into reactant, so opposing reaction is there. So rate for such reaction can be written in this format. Suppose that A0 is the initial concentration of reactant, and after time t, the concentration of A reacted is X. A reacted is X. That is, at the same time, suppose that initial concentration here, initial concentration of A is A0, initial concentration of B is 0. Initially there is no product formation. At the same time, after time t, the X reacted from here, X moles reacted from here. So here concentration is A0 minus X. So X reacted at time t, A0 minus X, and here the concentration of B is X. So such amount reacted to form B. So A0 minus X at time t. So X is the concentration of B at time t. So by considering this, we can write the concentration of A at time t is what? It is A0 minus X is the concentration of A reacted at time t, remaining at time t, and concentration of B is equal to X. Concentration of B formed at time t is X. Suppose that consider this equation number 1. By substituting this value in equation number 1, these values we obtain, we can substitute these values here. So here dB, concentration of B means X, so dx by dt we can write equal to Kf. What is concentration of A at time t? Here it is A0 minus X, A0 minus X minus Kb into concentration of B is X. Concentration of B is X. So at equilibrium, what happen at equilibrium? At equilibrium, dx by dt is equal to 0. Rate of forward reaction equal to rate of backward reaction is there at equilibrium, and in such condition dx by dt equal to 0. If dx by dt equal to 0, then this equation takes the form dx by dt equal to 0 and x equal to, we can write x equilibrium, concentration at equilibrium. So x equilibrium, so this becomes 0, so equation becomes kf into a0 minus x, we can write x equilibrium equal to, this minus becomes plus here after kb into x equilibrium. Okay, so this equation can be written, and for kb we can write, for rate constant for backward reaction can be calculated. So it is kf into bracket a0 minus x equilibrium upon x equilibrium. So we can write this x equilibrium. So from this, rate constant for reversible reaction or opposing reaction can be calculated. Simply we have studied the type of complex reaction, that is opposing reaction, third type. That is first, in some lectures we have studied consecutive reactions, parallel reactions, and this third type is a reversible or opposing reaction. In reversible or opposing reaction, product form, here it is product form, may be converted, or it is able to convert into reactant molecule, and that reaction is a reversible reaction, or we say opposing reaction. So reversible reaction, in the reversible reaction, rate can be written in this format, minus d a by dt, or minus db by dt equal to kf for forward reaction, concentration of A, minus for backward reaction, concentration of B. So this is the rate equation we can write for a rate of reaction. But at time t, what the concentration of reactant decreased by the amount x, where the concentration of product increased by amount x. So at time t we can write this. So we obtain these two values. By substituting these two values, we can obtain the final equation for the rate constant for backward reaction, and also from this equation we can calculate rate constant for forward reaction. So this is about reversible or opposing reaction. So in these reversible or opposing reaction, there are certain examples here where the rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction at equilibrium we can calculate. So there are certain examples of the opposing or reversible reaction examples. Consider first example, where the dissociation of hydrogen iodide is there, dissociation of Hi, hydrogen iodide. So twice Hi reacted, so forward reaction converts H2 and I2, but these two also combine via reverse reaction, backward reaction, to obtain this hydrogen iodide. So hydrogen iodide dissociated into separately H2 and I2, and at the same time there is possibility of the combination of these H2 and I2 to form hydrogen iodide again. This is an example of reversible or opposing reaction. Second is the reversible or opposing reaction example is the conversion of cyclopropane into propene, simply propene. So cyclopropane is there, CH2, this is cyclopropane. In forward reaction it is converted into CH3CH double bond CH2, cyclopropene in forward reaction. So rate for this forward reaction is Kf. This cyclopropene, again there is possibility of reaction of this cyclopropene again propene back into cyclopropene, and the rate for that reaction is a rate constant for that reaction is a Kb, backward reaction. So dissociation of hydrogen iodide is there is example of this reaction. Conversion of cyclopropane into propene is a example for example of these opposing reactions. Another example where the ammonium cyanate is converted to urea is also an example of opposing reaction where ammonium cyanate NH4NCO is converted by forward reaction with rate constant Kf into urea NH2C double bond O NH2 is a formula for urea. Here urea, and this urea there is possibility of conversion with rate constant Kb into ammonium cyanate. So these are the examples of reversible or opposing reactions. So we have finished complex reaction. Complex reactions are the reactions which follows reactions in which there are some side reactions accompanying the main chemical reactions. These side reactions are consecutive reactions, parallel reactions are opposing reactions. So these are the complex reactions. Now we have to study the unimolecular reactions. Theory of unimolecular reactions, or it may also called Lindemann theory. Unimolecular reaction, the theory for this is unimolecular reactions. The explaining this is a Lindemann theory, which explains the phenomenon of this unimolecular reaction. Suppose that consider example here, twice N2O5. This N2O5 decomposes into 4NO2 in gaseous form. This is also in gaseous form, plus O2 in gaseous form. So decomposition of this is there, but in order to obtain activation energy, in order to obtain a reaction, or in order to react any molecule, there should be collision between any two molecules. Suppose that this one molecule N2O5 collides with another N2O5, so this collision will give rise to the product of reaction or this decomposition reaction. But when this one molecule react with this another molecule, so two molecules involved there, so reaction must be second order. Reaction must be second order is there, because two molecules colliding with each other to form the sufficient activation energy. So second order reaction result here, but in actual if we measure the order of this reaction, then it is observed that the reaction is first order. But theoretically the order is second order, but in reality the reaction is a first order reaction. So to explain this first order reaction, to explain this order of reaction, Lindemann theory is there. What Lindemann theory says? Lindemann theory says that there should be activation of the reactant, that is there should be time lag between activation of reactant molecules and actual reaction of molecules. There should be some time lag between activation of molecule and the reaction of molecules. It can be easily understood by the concept. Suppose that A and A, the two molecules here interact, or we say collide. These molecules collide to form the activated molecule. So one of the molecule gets activated by colliding with another molecule, and this process is the activation process. Say step first, activation. Another, this activated molecule, there is possibility when this activated molecule interact with another deactivated molecule and lose its energy, and all comes at ground state, and this is deactivation. The process is a deactivation. So this is step second. Okay. Or another possibility, this activated molecule gets converted into product. Activated molecule gets converted into product. So this is another possibility, and this is step 3. Okay. This step 3. Now look here carefully. Look here carefully. Here two molecules interact, two molecules collides to form activation. So activation is there. That activated molecule, there is possibility of deactivation, or another possibility, this activated molecule form product. Activated molecule form product. So when there is a time lag between activation and actual reaction, there is a time lag between actual reaction. So if there is a time lag between activation, according to the Lindemann theory, there is a time lag between activation and, here there is a time lag between the activation. If there is a time lag, then step 3 is slow. Step 3 is slow. If step 3 is slow, there is time lag between activation and product formation, time lag, then deactivation step is fast. Deactivation step is fast, and step 3 is slow. If step 3 is slow, then reaction is first order. Step 3 is slow, and then reaction is first order. And when there is no time lag, then what happen? As soon as the molecule activated, it gets readily react as soon as the molecule activated. So these two molecules interact. So these two molecules involved in the step, and there is formation of product. If there is no time lag, then step 2 is slow. No time lag, then step 2 is slow. So deactivation step is slow. Then all molecule they form as soon as they react to form the product. But in the step, the two molecules involved, so reaction is a second order. When reaction is first order only when step 3 is slow. There is a time lag between the activation of molecule and actual reaction of molecule. So here activation is there, and after some time it react to form the product. So this step is slow, and if this step is slow, the reaction is first order. Then our actually result we obtain, that can be gives satisfactory explanation here. In the second step, if there is no time lag between activation and formation of product, the deactivation step is slow. If deactivation step is slow, then the reaction is a second order. Now see the proof for this reaction. Proof for Lindemann theory or unimolecular reaction. So proof can be obtained by studying the pressure. Or applying pressure, changing the pressure for reaction condition. Suppose that at high pressure, what happen at high pressure? Deactivation is dominant. So deactivation preferentially takes place. If deactivation is dominant at high pressure, then what happen at deactivation? The step third is slow. Then deactivation is dominant and step third is slow, and reaction is a first order. At high pressure it is first order, and at low pressure the molecule react as soon as they form. Low pressure molecule react as soon as they form, then the reaction is second order. So we can change, by changing the pressure, we can change the order. By changing pressure from high pressure to low pressure, the order can be changed from first to second order reaction. So second order reaction is there after deactivation.